This is the final of the King of England tournament. It's all come down to this. The anarchist Doug Williams, who has fought past Eddie Guerrero and Fleisch to be here, he will be taking on the Phoenix, Jody Fleisch. Jody to the ring, holding that arm that we saw him injure earlier tonight, first in a match with Johnny Storm and then in a war with Drew McDonald and Dino Scarlo. Dean.
Well, you've got to go with Doug Williams. He's got to be the favourite for this. But the final of the King of England has come down to the two men who've made names for themselves both at home and abroad. Jody Fleisch with Michinoku Pro Wrestling in Japan, and Doug Williams at that King of the Indies tournament in America last summer. And they're both carrying the torch of British wrestling into this final.
Doug Williams indeed did make a splash in the King of the Indies. He was called the greatest wrestler you've never seen, but now you have seen him. You've seen him here on Revival. You've seen him in the King of England tournament, and Dean, there's a very good chance that come the end of this match, Doug will be the King of England.
Doug Williams or Jody Fleisch, one of them is going to make history, and everyone from all around the world is here. Bill Apter, the world famous wrestling photographer, has been present at ringside. Just shows you the magnitude of this event, and Doug Williams starting where he left off against Eddie Guerrero with some great technical wrestling.
It's a great opening exchange between these two and a standoff now. The fans very, very appreciative of what they're seeing before them. And that's been a theme all the way through tonight, Dean. The fans have been fantastic. I hope you're enjoying it as much at home as these fans appear to be enjoying it here in the arena tonight.
The atmosphere in the Crystal Palace Indoor Arena is like nothing I've ever experienced for a British wrestling show. The fans, as you say, are really into it. They're loving this. And this has been a tremendous night of action, and it's not over yet.
Dean, look at that innovative move by the anarchist, a knuckle lock together with those legs tied up. He's got Jody tied up in ways that a human body isn't meant to go. And look at this, he's flipped it over. Both men in impossible knots. What is happening here? Look at the athleticism, Dean.
This is a test of pride as well, to see who would relinquish their position first. They're slapping each other across the face. Innovative offense is what Doug Williams and Jody Fleisch are known the world over.
Referee Andrew Coyne trying to get them back together, get them fighting. This one hasn't really started yet, Dean. It's a feeling out process, but when it does go off, it's going to be like a firework.
Well, that's as Jody just kicks the taste out of Williams' mouth. You're quite right, Mark Priest. Nobody wants to make an error. The stakes are too high.
And Dean, look at the athleticism of Jody Fleisch. He's like a circus acrobat, except I've never seen one of the flying Gandolfinis kick his brother in the face. Doug on the outside taking a breather. He needs it because Jody Fleisch is well on top, and the fans are getting in Doug Williams' face here tonight. Jody is the firm favourite with each and every supporter in this arena. Perhaps even Doug Williams' own family, who are sitting in row F, are getting behind Jody Fleisch. That's how much of a fan favourite he is, but that's almost, he's going to need every one of them, Dean.
Well, Jody Fleisch might be a favourite with the fans, but Doug Williams is a favourite among people like my good self who actually know what they're talking about, because Jody Fleisch has had such a horrendous journey to this final that there can't be much fuel left in his tank, as Doug Williams stomps away on the head of the Phoenix.
It's true, Dean, that Jody has had a hellish journey to get here. And talking of hell, the Highlander from hell, Drew McDonald, was perhaps the biggest obstacle that anyone could ever face in this tournament. And he certainly made sure that he and his manager, Dino Scarlo, did a number on that arm of Jody Fleisch, and Doug Williams going after that same limb.
And just like we said with the Guerrero semi-final where Williams was trying to dictate the pace. He's doing just that, working over the arm as well, but he's grounded the Phoenix. And let's face it, if you're on the mat, you can't fly. Great strategy from the Anarchist.
He's got Jody tied up, pressure on that elbow. There's nothing Jody Fleisch can do. Referee Andrew Coyne getting in the face of the Phoenix, asking him if he wants to quit, and Doug Williams rolling through again, putting more pressure on the arm and the elbow of Jody Fleisch. Things are looking bleak for the Phoenix. Williams still back on top. Sorry, Dean, to interrupt you there. Got to point out exactly what Doug Williams is doing here. Not only is he putting pressure on the arm, he's also trying to drive the air out of Jody Fleisch.
Well, Jody finally making it to the ropes. But of course, the thing with Jody Fleisch, he's so fast, he's so quick, he can move in the blink of an eye. And after all, Mark Priest, it only takes 3 seconds to win a wrestling match, and either of these men are just 3 seconds away from being crowned the King of England.
Doug Williams feeling confident now, and look at that, he hooks the arm, rolls through, and finds Jody Fleisch back down on the mat where he had him before. Doug Williams could keep him there all night, Dean.
Fantastic offense again. And I mean, I've been watching wrestling ever since I can remember, and I've never seen some of the moves that Doug Williams does.
But Jody Fleisch turns that into a crossbody press. He turned in midair, defying gravity, and almost got a pinfall on the Anarchist.
But there you see another disadvantage. Jody Fleisch is outweighed by at least 50 pounds. Doug Williams is a very strong guy. He can bench press the weight of Jody Fleisch all day long. So Jody's really going to have his work cut out if he's going to get a pinfall over the Anarchist.
But look, even a youngster like Jody knows his way around the ring. He's got the ring smarts to know that if you're going to get to the rope, you've got to make a break. Williams has to break any hold. That's smart, Dean.
True, but Williams knows you've got a 5 count to break it. He'll use every millisecond of that, and a gut-wrench suplex, and he landed right on that arm again.
Very, very clever by Doug Williams, changing the move ever so slightly. The move ordinarily would impact on the base of the neck and the top of the spine, but instead Doug Williams, the crafty ring technician that he is, dropped Jody Fleisch down on that injured arm, further causing pain to the Phoenix. I've said it before, but things look very bleak.
Doug Williams is a very smart man. If you ever get the chance to talk to him outside the wrestling ring, he's a very intelligent man. And this is being shown here, although not quite such a heads-up move. If I were Doug Williams there, I wouldn't be bleating at the fans. I'd be trying to punish that arm a little bit more.
Well, these fans have been getting on his back, and this is perhaps the secret of Jody's success so far. These fans are behind him every moment of tonight. They were behind him against Johnny Storm. What an excellent contest that was, Steve. We saw them use all manner of objects, barriers, ladders, anything to get the job done. Jody prevailed. And then we saw him against Drew McDonald. It was almost 3-on-1 at times. It was Jody versus Drew, and Dino and Drew's valet.
Oh, Mark! He just landed him right on his head from the top rope. That was unbelievable. Jody Fleisch is seeing stars.
And Dean, I don't know if you noticed then, but it wasn't only his head that Jody landed on. It was that arm again. And Williams further compounded the move by following up with a baseball slide, hitting that same arm. Jody's a one-armed man.
Well, Andrew Coyne just checking on the condition of Jody Fleisch.
Jody trying to fight his way back into the ring. He has a 10 count to do it. Andrew Coyne almost reaching that 10 count, but Jody wants this so badly. He wants to become the King of England. He'll do anything to stop Doug Williams doing it, because that prize is something worth having. Kick to the side of the Anarchist's head. Doug Williams is dazed, and a Hurricane Rana by Jody Fleisch. A swinging leg scissors taking Doug Williams' head down to the mat.
And Doug Williams is on the outside, and when you're against Jody Fleisch, that is not a good place to be, because shooting star press to the outside. That is one of the moves that is trademarked to Jody Fleisch, probably because there's no one else on God's green earth with with the agility and the bravery, or is that the stupidity, Mark Priest, to do such a move?
Dean, these fans can't believe what they're seeing. They're up on their feet, applauding both men. Jody Fleisch is in amazing shape. Other than that poor arm, you saw he was able to get over for that shooting star press. Dean, I don't think you'd even be able to turn one turn, let alone the three.
I can't believe what I'm seeing, Mark Priest. And Doug Williams now is trying to block the suplex he has, and Fleisch is in a perilous position. I don't like the look of this. No way. Look at that grin. Look at that evil look on Williams' face. There's no way he's going to try some kind of a move, a powerbomb or a pile driver. This looks nasty.
Dean, half the fans don't know whether to watch or turn away as Doug Williams sends Jody Fleisch crashing down to the floor. There is a thin layer of padding, but it counts for nothing when your body is hurtling towards it at 40 miles an hour, Dean.
And let me ask you, Mark Priest, what part of your body hits that thin padding first? The shoulders. Great move, great thinking from Williams. He is really stepping over the line and doing whatever it takes to win this. Both men reaching down deep inside themselves to find the energy, to call upon the reserves, to be crowned the King of England.
Both men making it back into the ring. Almost a double count out by referee Andrew Coyne. But both men want this so badly. They want it to happen. They want to become the monarch of wrestling. Traded forearms and kicks from Fleisch and Williams. But it's Fleisch who's sent into the corner by the anarchist. Doug Williams looking to get back on top. He's expending too much energy. Throwing Fleisch to the outside, following up with a forearm, but Jody Fleisch is too quick.
And he'll springboard again. He goes for the Phoenix DDT and he hits it. Surely this is it. 1, 2, but no! Williams kicks out. Where did Williams find the energy to get out of that? That's the first time I've ever seen anyone kick out of the Phoenix DDT.
That just goes to show what a high caliber of opponent Doug Williams is as Jody Fleisch goes up top looking for a victory roll, but Doug Williams too smart, throwing Jody into the corner but gets a boot in his face for his troubles as Jody comes in with a handspring elbow. Doug Williams catches him again. Jody goes for the victory roll, but Williams is too smart. Jody back on his shoulders. Williams throws him down, a forearm to the back, into the corner, but Jody Fleisch misses. Doug Williams back out, Jody up. Williams catches him, but Jody's rolled down the back. It's a 3 count. It's all over.
Unbelievable. Oh, Jody Fleisch found the energy, but look at the motion of this man. I mean, the strength of Williams, but he basically used Williams' weight as a counter, rolled him up suspiciously near the ropes if you ask me, but still, we've got our King of England, the monarch of the match, Jody Fleisch.
And the winner, and the King of England, ladies and gentlemen, Jody Fleisch!
Jody Fleisch is a worthy King of England. Look at